Okay, freedom of criticism. What does freedom of criticism mean? Okay, so if y'all are new here, I just went on live on Instagram for a little bit. I told everybody that I was going to be reading from What Is to Be Done by Lenin. We will not get through the whole pamphlet today as I have 45 minutes. But these are the 4 points. The main thing that you need to take from What Is to Be Done by Lenin is that he strongly argues that we need a extremely disciplined, organized, and professional vanguard party that can help direct the masses towards revolution. It's kind of like what I was saying on my live. We can arm a bunch of people and give everybody, but what are they going to do with it? What's the purpose? How do they know when and how and what and who and why to use it? You know what I mean? So it's this trade union versus socialist consciousness that we're going to discuss. So trade union would be like better wages, better working conditions, your bread and butter, if you will. And the socialist consciousness expands on that. It kind of zooms out and looks at the broader struggle, like the more broad struggle against capitalism as a whole. And then the rejection of spontaneity. So like political consciousness must be brought to them from without so that workers develop from day-to-day economic battle. So again, it kind of ties into what I was just saying, that trade union mindset versus socialist consciousness. And political struggle over economic struggle. So the movement is to go beyond improving working conditions and focus on political agitation against the state and combating opportunism. So like back then they called economists, the critics, the wannabe Marxists, the opportunists. They want changes, they want to be called Marxists, but they want to reform, they want to venture off, they want to go off into the marshes. And Lenin's like, dude, no, we hold hands, we lock in together, we go in the same direction. If you want to venture off and be an opportunist and, you want to go give in to the bourgeois reforms, go ahead, but you're not going to take us down with you. You know what I mean? And then lastly, we have the role of theory. So if you don't understand the scientific method of Marxism, if you don't understand, you're not going to have a revolutionary movement. You need to understand, you need to have a scientific understanding of Marxism in order to have a revolutionary movement. Okay, so there's like 15 of y'all in here. Great. I'm going to go ahead and start reading. Now, please know that you could also go online for free and you could go to Marxist.org and you could type in What Is to Be Done by Lenin, and you could also read along with me. All right, I'm going to get started. So, what does freedom of criticism mean? Freedom of criticism is undoubtedly the most fashionable slogan at the present time, and the one most frequently employed in the controversies between socialists and Democrats in all countries. At first sight, nothing would appear to be more strange than the solemn appeals to freedom of criticism made by one of the parties to the dispute. Have voices been raised in the advanced parties against the constitutional law of the majority of European countries, which guarantees freedom to science and scientific investigation? Something must be wrong here, will be the comment of the onlooker who has heard this fashionable slogan repeated at every turn, but has not yet penetrated the essence of the disagreement among the disputants. Evidently, the slogan is one of the conventional phrases which, like nicknames, become legitimized by use and become almost generic terms. So basically what he means here is he's like, yeah, the opportunists, the critics, that wanted to, go, they're like, we want freedom of criticism. Yeah, you want freedom of criticism so that you can revise socialism, so that you can revise, the state. And Lenin's like, no, we're not doing that. I see what you guys are doing. And we try to learn from history, right? In fact, it is no secret for anyone that two trends have taken form in present-day international social democracy. The conflict between these trends now flares up in a bright flame and now dies down and smolders under the ashes of imposing truce resolutions. There's another